Let's get started. Welcome to the Good Weather Report. Coming in on our broadcast, we're sending it down to the man of the hour, the human weather rod. Unfortunate neighbor, who you hanging with? Realize. Neighborhood meteorologist, I legit predict the thunder's ripping and flickering the light switch. Tethered as the smoke fog creeps through ink pen times. Ichabod for a spaghetti western in the sky.
Welcome to the Unfortunate Neighborhood, where unfortunately I give you the weather. So hopping right into it, looking at the precipitation over the next couple days, we're supposed to be expecting some storms in our area. Not necessarily in Oklahoma, but around. So here at tonight, about a minute or so, there's going to be a storm rolling in southern Oklahoma. We got Arkansas, Texas, and going into Louisiana. About 9 p.m. or so, it's fully over in Arkansas, Louisiana. Push it off for a couple more days. Friday, on the other hand, so we can see this low that's right here, and we can see these bars that are getting squeezed right here. We're going to be talking about that here shortly. Does that say 552? There's no way in hell. Oh, okay, never mind. I apologize. So we're looking at 979 millibar, which, from my understanding, that's a historic amount of pressure, or the low amount of pressure. But as we can see right here, we can see it squeezing, and it was originally supposed to push out up this way, but as we're looking into it a little bit closer, it's looking like it's going to just be pushing out like this. And as we can see at 15 Zulu, so 9 a.m. Friday morning, we can see that it's still pushing. At about noon, we can see more. We can see that it's still pushing. And then here, it's finally going to get past us, and some storms are going to start popping up over in Arkansas, starting around 6 p.m., 9 p.m., somewhere in that general vicinity. Luckily enough, those storms are not expecting to hit us. But over here in, was that Alabama, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi. I can never remember Mississippi. So Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, even Atlanta, Georgia is expected to be getting some severe weather. Let's see here, North Carolina, South Carolina, Sunday morning-ish, about 3 a.m. to 9 a.m., you're going to be expecting the storms that are hitting us over here in Oklahoma hitting you. So we're going to come over here and take a look at the wind. So we're going to go ahead and push on. So the wind's going to be relatively low, not too terribly bad until we get into Friday. So Friday morning, about 3 a.m., we're looking at about 14 knots. So the calculation is 1.151 times the knot equals a mile. So about 16-ish, 17-ish miles an hour, about 3 a.m. About 6 a.m. we're looking about 20 knots, so about 21-ish, 20, maybe 23 miles an hour, give or take. And then as we push in a little bit further, we're expecting 24, 28, so about 30-ish to 35 miles an hour. Like I said yesterday or the day before, whenever I put out that video, expect about 30, 35 mile an hour winds. Now let's take a look at the gusts. So as we go into tomorrow, the 12th, it's going to be relatively calm. And then the 14th at morning, afternoon, we're looking at 50 miles an hour, 60 mile an hour gusts. These aren't sustained winds. Saturday, and then over in North Carolina, South Carolina, we're looking at 50 mile an hour gusts. Come over here. So I want to take a look at this wind right here. So 925 millibars, I believe that was about 1,500 feet above sea level, which is roughly about right where we're at. And the reason why I wanted to pull this up is if we push into Friday, we can see 49, 50 knots. If we take a look at the 500 millibar, this is about 15,000 feet, give or take, in the atmosphere. So we can see this trough coming through, that low pressure right here, and we can see it squeezing the air, and we can see 118, 119 knots. And like I said, Thursday night, it's going to start pushing into us, and we're seeing winds at that level about 122, just seeing like 127. That's insane, insanely strong. Then we're going to come back down here, going to go back to dew point to take a look at this again. So we can see that dry line right there. It's pulling up some moisture from the Gulf of Mexico, which isn't terribly a whole lot, but we can see that low that's right here. We can see that getting swirled in up there, and then it's drawing a whole lot of moisture from the Gulf of Mexico, and that's what's going to end up fueling the thunderstorms and severe weather that could be happening over in Georgia, Mississippi, Tennessee, Kentucky areas. Looking at the Cape, I went over this before, but the Cape is essentially what fuels the thunderstorms. And this is what thunderstorms need to be able to produce tornadoes. So, southern Mississippi, eastern, southeastern Louisiana, we're looking at quite a bit of inflow with a most unstable Cape of 3,300, which very good possibility of tornadic weather. As we can see right here, we see all of this right here. We see an inflow shear of 47 knots. There's some other stuff to look at. I can't remember exactly. This is a whole lot of information, but mainly we're looking at the mu Lee, and that's insane. There's very good chance of tornadic weather over in this general vicinity. So now we're going to go take a look at the radar for a little bit closer look. So here's the storms that could be popping up tomorrow afternoon to evening time. It's nothing terrible down here in Texas. I'm going to push it forward. Then Little Rock, Arkansas, Alexandria, Louisiana is all getting hit. And then come Friday, right here. So that low that we were just talking about is right here, and it's pushing, and we can see that it's expelling all of that wind that it's funneled from over here in the Rocky Mountains, maybe, and it's pushing out, and we can see that here. And then as we go in further, what is this? 4 p.m. So, like I said, there's going to be a very good possibility of this producing some tornadoes, especially over here, like I said, Mississippi, Alabama, Atlanta, Georgia, Nashville, Louisiana, Kentucky. Jesus Christ, Kentucky. One of my dogs just farted. I'm pretty certain. It sounds so human-like. Anyways. South Carolina, North Carolina, as I said, Saturday into Sunday, you guys are going to be getting hit by some storms. I'm not thinking that it's going to be terribly bad, but it's still a little bit ways away. Let's look at the 850 millibar. Zoom it back. And so, as we can see, not terribly a whole lot. Right here, we're looking at 50 knots. What did I say? Where is this at? 850 millibar? Yeah, so it's pretty much still going on par with what I was discussing. And then 17th, I don't know what day the 17th is. Today is the 11th, so 6 days. So that'd be the following Monday or Tuesday or something like that, which it's still a little too far out to be definitive. There was one more thing I wanted to go over. We're going to come back over here. So, the day 2 convective outlook, we're looking at Texarkana, what was that, Ada? I'm not familiar with any towns over here in Texas, but Shreveport, Louisiana definitely is inside there. Plano, Garland, Shreveport, Mesquite, Richardson, Texas is in a slight risk. And then Dallas, Arlington, Irving, Little Rock, Grand Prairie is in the marginal. And as we can see, we're just outside the thunderstorm, or just inside that thunderstorm range. So this could be potentially a really bad storm going east of us. So I just want to give a quick brief rundown about it, and I guess it's not quick and brief. It's been 10 minutes. So appreciate you.